Good morning, everyone. I was going to come on today and try out using an acrylic brush to move around the fusion gel. I've seen a few videos where they're using an acrylic brush opposed to your polygel brush. So just by looking at them, that one's very short and stocky and very firm when you're pressing it down. And your acrylic brush, this one is a number 8 brush. It's quite soft. See, you can see the bristles fan out whenever I put a bit of pressure on it. So let's see how it works, because they look like it moves really easily and beautifully. So we'll give it a crack. I was going to have a go at a baby boomer, so let's see how we go. Start off with the white. All Colour Me Pretty products that I'm using. I've got my cleanse just off to the side, and I still like to blot. And I use the body of the brush to pat that down. So it's not, it does move easily. But yeah, as I suspected, maybe it's just because it's a little bit cold in my room. I find the firmness of the actual polygel brush to move the product easier. That's what it feels like to me anyway. It's just a little bit awkward for me because I'm trying to stay in view all the time. The tip that I'm using actually started off, I'll turn it around and show you, just a square tip. You can see the line of the original, and I've just extended it out. Longer's always better. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that's just what I'm used to. That the, just missing a tiny little bit there. I can sort of push it around easier because the polygel brush is short and stocky. It doesn't, you can actually put a bit of pressure on it. So I've got the white laid on there, all beautifully and smooth and faded over here for our baby boomer, no harsh lines. So for this bit here, I would find your acrylic brush to be super easy, but then you might be risking the fact of getting too much liquid on there. But that's just smoothed it out beautifully and given me a beautiful soft blend up here. So I'm gonna just put that in the lamp and cure that for a minute before we do the pink. So that's just come out of the lamp, and I'm gonna add the pink. I'm using my absolute favorite pink. This is just delicious. Shania. It's the perfect cover pink, and I have tried many cover pinks. So let's have a really good go with this acrylic brush. I find when I go and do the what would be the cuticle over there, this one's too soft, the acrylic brush, and I can't really, I've got to put in a lot more work to smooth out the cuticle area, whereas your polygel fusion gel brush is firmer, and you can just really get in there and pat that down so you get a perfect smooth flush cuticle area. As for smoothing down the majority of it, you know, when you're in a big area and you can just go to town, pat, the acrylic brush works beautifully. I'm always conscious of touching the client too much as well with product, whereas this brush being a bigger brush, you will be doing that. But it's very gentle and light, and you can get a beautiful smooth finish. Whereas this one being firmer, you might tend to leave more drag marks. Pretty nice, even. Trying to get the colour even as well, which is a little more difficult because obviously you don't have the colour of nail bed underneath, so that helps you with that pink colour in this area. But that's a pretty good blend right there. So in summary, that works great. It holds a lot of liquid in it. I do still drain off a bit of excess. When I say it holds a lot of liquid, I'm not having to dip back in as much back into. But like now you can really see how splayed the bristles are because I'm adding a little more pressure to the brush, just trying to drag more of the pink forward onto the white so I have less white. And I think that's where this one comes in super handy because it's firmer and it's a bit more bossy. And I did find just with my, I don't know how, whether it was the acrylic brush that I did it with or just because I was pushing product forward on the nail, but it did kind of go over the side of the nail, which would sort of be about the cuticle area on a client. I think I'm just used to this one, and I find it easier to manipulate it and do what I want it to do. I think when it gets warmer, because your gel does get softer when it gets warmer, the acrylic brush would work fantastically. I think it's just the nature of the gel. You just have to keep moving it and playing with it. All in all, it really did work great and did move the product around. Yeah, I think you would just have to get used to actually using that, and then you'd be fine. You'd be able to do exactly the same thing that you'd be able to do with the brush that is retailed as your polygel brush. So I'm just going to put that in the lamp to set that before I put clear over it. The reason for the clear over this nail is so then I can do my finishing file without disturbing the ombre area there that we've worked so hard to blend perfectly. And then you're actually filing on the clear and not this area, which is why you want to get this perfect. So that's just come out of the lamp. It's cured the pink. That's all dry, and I've got Colour Me Pretty Fusion Gel in clear just to encapsulate and help with the, if you were sculpting, for example, that's how you're going to build out your structure of your nail. So I'm going to have a go and do this completely with the acrylic brush and see how we go. Cheese, bread, wraps, rolls, dinners and breakfast bowls, fruit, veg, takeaway, 24 hours a day, WA, beef and lamb, free range, chicken, ham. Trying to get in there and do the cuticle area nice and neatly. Cheese, bread, wraps, rolls, dinners and breakfast never ends. Open 24 hours in Leederville, Shenton Park and South Perth, and 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. in Applecross. thegoodgrocer.com.au.
Hi, this is Richard Wilkinson. Whether you've got a busy weekend ahead or nothing but total relaxation plan, I have the right songs for you. Join me Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. on your easy place to relax.
All in all, it's smoothing out beautifully. I've absolutely no complaints. I'm just having to be a little bit more patient with it to not be in such a hurry for it, because I'm used to it's a bigger brush, it holds a lot more liquid. But in saying that it holds a lot more liquid, it also doesn't drip everywhere and leave it looking too wet, because you don't want it to be too wet either. So there's the baby boomer. I am so thrilled with how that's turned out. I've smoothed, that's not perfect shape by any means, but baby boomer qualities. Pink and white. There's a beautiful blend in this area right here between the pink and the white. The clear that I've gone over the entire nail with has just diffused the blend between the pink and the white and made it look just perfect. So that's it there, all filed. Just clean that. Once that evaporates, you can see what it would look like as a matte, but I'm going to go in with that deliciousness. It is super, just a glass finish. And that's it with a glossy. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, bearing with me. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I answered your question as to whether you can do polygel with an acrylic brush or you need the special brush for it. I think it's all just practice. Personally, that's what I've discovered. Thanks, guys. Have a great day and see you all again soon. Bye-bye.